Medicare supplement eligibility. Who can get a supplement plan? When can they get it? When can you switch? I'm going to cover all of those things and more, as well as the details of the most popular plan letters to keep you informed, get you in the best spot when it comes to your Medicare supplement insurance. I'll start with who is eligible for a Medicare supplement. Well, that's anybody, of course, who has Medicare Part A and Part B in place. Now, what does that mean? Well, you need both of those in place, Part A being hospitalization and Part B being doctor services, because you need something to supplement. A lot of people ask, can I just get the supplement? Plan G sounds great. Well, it only works if you have Part A and Part B in place. So anybody who is on Medicare Part A and B can be eligible for a Medicare supplement. Now, there's two groups when it comes to this, and that's under the age of 65 and over the age of 65, just for the reason of which different supplement plan letter you can get. So what that means is some people under the age of 65 can qualify to be on Medicare prior to even turning 65, and that's if they've been on Social Security disability benefits for 24 months. Those people are eligible to enroll in a Medicare supplement plan. Now, you've probably seen a lot of my videos, a lot of different plan letters I've discussed. For your folks under 65, the rules change a little bit, and the states determine which of those plan letters are available in your state. So it doesn't mean you can get every plan letter that you can when you're age 65 and over. You have to check with your state to see what plan letters you're able to enroll in. Now, the biggest tip I can give anybody who is watching this, and if you're under the age of 65, is do not miss the time period, which is 6 months from the time you turn 65, that you have another open enrollment period to enroll in a Medicare supplement plan. In fact, anyone you want, with no medical questions asked when you turn 65. So no matter what age you are, if you're under 65 now, you get that period again. Do not miss that, particularly if you have maybe a health condition that might be a declinable condition. This will allow you to sort of resets the clock when you turn 65, and you can get into any plan for probably what are going to be much lower premiums. Anyone who is just turning 65 and coming on to Medicare for the first time, of course, is also eligible to enroll in any Medicare supplement plan they want. And what I mean by that is you have what's called an initial open enrollment period for Medicare, that you have a time period to enroll in Medicare 3 months before and 3 months after the month you turn 65. Most people just enroll and are on Medicare the first day they turn 65. When it comes to your Medicare supplement insurance, however, you have another open enrollment period. There's a lot of enrollment periods when it comes to Medicare. I'm sure you've learned that by now. However, the easiest way is just go on Medicare when you turn 65. If you're not still working, you will still take Part A. But if some people are working and have employer benefits, you might delay that. I'm going to have a whole nother video on enrolling in Medicare. However, let's just assume you're turning 65. The first day you do that, or the first day of the month you turn 65, which is when Medicare begins, you have Medicare Part A and Part B. Medicare supplement eligibility runs from the first day you have Part B Medicare. For 6 months, you have an initial open enrollment period. What can you do during that time? Well, you can enroll in any Medicare supplement plan with any company with no medical questions asked. You are guaranteed the coverage. They can't ask any medical questions. You can have any Medicare supplement plan within that time period. You might say, well, what happens after that time period? Well, you could still enroll in a Medicare supplement plan. You can do that anytime during the year. However, if it's beyond that first 6 months, you'll have to answer the medical questions when you go to apply with the company to get a Medigap plan at that time. Which leads me into my next question that I'm asked quite a bit is, can I switch my Medicare supplement plans at any time? Absolutely. Whether it's 3 months, 1 month, 6 months, a year after you initially signed up for your Medicare supplement, you are eligible to change that plan at any time. Now, while you might have an anniversary on your policy, and you do, most companies give a 12-month lock-in on the rates, and then you'll come up on your 12th month and the anniversary, they'll send you a letter stating you're getting a rate increase, by the way, which is what we do while we do. We shop all the rates for our clients. You'll get that rate increase letter, and you'll have an anniversary on your policy. However, it doesn't renew every year. It actually renews every month. So you can change your Medicare supplement plan or policy to a different company if you get a rate increase. That's why we change most people anytime during the year. You don't have to wait until the open enrollment period, which is in October even, you can change it at any time. You will, however, have to answer the medical questions on the new application at that time and go through what is called medical underwriting with the new company, where they will view your history, your health history, against their own guidelines, and each company has a little different guidelines. We know them all, so we have a good idea if we can get you approved or not. Once they review your new application, your health history, you can change into that new Medicare supplement plan if you pass those guidelines. Let me talk a little bit about that Medicare open enrollment period in October. The dates run October 15th through December 7th. We're coming up on the open enrollment period for 2021. It's right around the corner, and despite the crazy world going on out there, don't miss that period because there are only certain changes that can be made during that period. Here's what they are. Now, remember I mentioned you can change your Medicare supplement plan at any time. During the open enrollment period, the Medicare open enrollment period, which is actually called the annual election period, or AEP, same thing, you can change from a Medicare Advantage plan to another Medicare Advantage plan. You can also change from an Advantage plan back to original Medicare and a Medigap plan. And boy, does that keep us busy. Starting now, we're in August right now. We are already building our list. We have hundreds of people who say, yes, I want off my Advantage plan. They don't pay anything. My network stinks. Get me off of it. No problem. We'll bring you back to original Medicare and onto a Medicare supplement plan that you can use nationwide with no network, have great coverage. And you can do that if you have an Advantage plan during that open enrollment period. That change is made between October 15th and December 7th. Don't wait too long. In fact, call us now. We'll get the process started and we'll get you in line. Any change of that will go into effect January 1. Now, during this enrollment period, there's another very popular time. It's a popular change that takes place during this time, which is changing your Part D drug plan. This is the only time during the year you can change your Part D drug plan. The new plan's coverage will go into effect on January 1 also. Or if you do have original Medicare now and a Medigap plan, you've seen one of the million commercials on TV about a zero premium Medicare Advantage plan. Believe me, you get what you pay for sometimes. Get the fine print. I've got the fine print. Call us. We'll tell you. However, if you're dying to go give that a try, call us after a few months on it, by the way. You can do that during the open enrollment period as well. That is October 15th through December 7th. You want to try out that Advantage plan. It sounds real good. That's the time to do it, and your coverage will go into effect on January 1. Now, regarding the Advantage plan, let's talk about that a moment. In the event you want to try an Advantage plan and you are on original Medicare and a Medigap plan, and this is your first time you want to try it out, you have what's called a 12-month trial right, which means anytime within the first 12 months of first trying an Advantage plan, if you don't like it, you can return back to original Medicare and go back on a Medicare supplement plan. So in regards to Medicare supplement eligibility and the time periods you can change, well, if you've got a Medicare supplement, again, to recap, you can change it anytime during the year. If you've got an Advantage plan, you've got to wait until that open enrollment period, October 15th through December 7th, and we can change you then. Everybody who's got Medicare is eligible for a supplement. There are just the guidelines that I just mentioned and what pertains to you as to when you can make changes and what you can qualify for. Now, I never mentioned my name, but it is Russell Noga, and I am the founder of Medisupps.com. We're an online insurance agency helping seniors with their Medicare supplement insurance for over a decade now. There's never a cost for our services. However, having helped over 10,000 people, they love what we do, which is shop the rates, explain everything to you, match up the best supplement plan with your own situation, and then save you as much money as possible, not just now, but for years to come when you get those rate increases on your Medicare supplement plan, which you absolutely will. They happen every year, but we help keep you in the lowest premiums possible. So for our help, we'd love to speak with you or just to answer any questions you might have. Give us a call now at 1-888-891-0229. You either talk to myself or one of my great agents. We're a small group here, but we provide big service, especially with our client service team, which is awesome. So again, 1-888-891-0229 or visit Medisupps.com to see free quotes online. You will actually see the rates displayed, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.